he's lost once in Brood War, or actually, I guess that could have been last season in Pro League. All in time, he's 0-2, and this season he's only been fielded once, and he lost the match.
Yep. Overall, you look at this record and you say, well, who is he up against? He's up against Parting, a guy we're going to get to see his stats. He's definitely about 50%. This guy, he has so many won games that you can't shake a stick at it. Here it is, 17-12. Of course, not all of them are in Pro League, but so far for 2014, he's 4-1. He's 1-1 in Protoss with Protoss so far, though.
Yeah, and that 4-1 score on the one-on-one there, just the way he took the matches is the most important thing to note. You know, you said you can't shake a stick at it, you can't shake a ruler at it, even, unless you are Parting. And this guy's known for his ceremonies, his interviews, his trash talking, and his brilliant timings. And not always known for his late game play. And we'll see how he wants to play this Protoss versus Protoss against Trend. The map is Bel'Shir. Let's jump right into it.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left, the red Protoss for Samsung Galaxy Con. This is Trend.
And to the bottom right, in blue, it's Parting, getting so many cheers from the crowd. Such a famous player for StarCraft 2. And Parting is a player who is possibly most well known for the push that's called the Soul Train push, where you produce immortals, you rush them out in the Protoss versus Zerg matchup, you bring the Warp Prism, and you just try to destroy the Zerg player with a lot of sentries, good force fields, good Warp Prism micro, you know, if you're able to get a forward piling up. And it was a push that became really popular when he was using it in the later part of 2012. And it was like, not only were a lot of people starting to use it, but like barely anybody could beat him when he was using it. And whenever you saw the robotics go up, you know, the crowd went crazy and everybody knew exactly what you were going to see. In other matchups, though, he can be very predictable as well. He's oftentimes just able to flip a switch, add a few gateways, and kill his opponent. And in Protoss versus Protoss, that doesn't always happen too often because the defender's advantage is so strong. So we'll see if he can figure out how to get ahead in this game. That's that same really nice handwriting.
I was about to say the same thing. It looks almost like the font that we had in the bottom right of the fan sign thing, which is, you know, done by a computer.
Yeah.
And that's really impressive, actually. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Parting, I mean, well, hello.
Hello.
Thank you for coming down.
Thanks
Thank you
for
for
coming
listening to the English commentary. You can pick up a headset at the info desk if you guys come down to the Nexon Arena.
Yep, it's true. And then you can hear us. So
you can be just like those two guys.
You can be just like them. Now, as it is, we have both players going for similar timings here. 2 and 2 gas for both as well, it appears. A little bit faster for Parting on the triple gas. Both Geysers mining 3. And you can see just now Trend's done the same. Doesn't really affect the builds all too much. Just a few more extra minerals there for Trend. And he's, it looks like he wants to go Stargate with how he's banking his resources. Parting actually queues up a Zealot, interestingly enough. We'll see what he wants to do with that. He could just try to scout with it. I don't see Zealots made all too often in this matchup, but you do see it every now and then, and he cancels it and starts a Stalker. So it looks like just a safety Zealot, because he didn't, you know, see what his opponent was doing just yet. And here comes that Scout. And we will find out not a whole lot. There's no tech added just yet. And he might be thinking that either he's up against a proxy or that a sentry is being chrono boosted out of that gateway.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want to stick around if he possibly can. I guess he's not going to get to see what comes out of that gateway. But maybe he could poke there at the top of the ramp if he gets a chance. And look at this. The Nexus is going to go down really quickly for Trend here.
Yep, even cuts unit production to make that. And Parting back at home has his own Twilight Council coming up. Likely to be Blink Stalker play out of him, because that's the type of build that gives you the most control over this map. And if you can get it off really quickly and punish somebody who is going for a fast expand, which is trying to use sentries to defend, you can do so much damage. And We'll see how he wants to execute this. Actually goes Dark Shrine instead, though. Not what I expected.
Wow, very interesting here. We also see on the minimap at the same time Parting sending a couple of his probes all over the map. It's very important to note. He is also putting down a pylon over here with the one that he put to the right. Like you said before, he thought maybe he was getting proxies here, but didn't scout anything. He's going to come in here and see the Nexus. Know that he's not being proxied.
Yep, there's the Nexus. And not only is this useful for him to scout out if his opponent is proxying, it also gives him a warping location for his Dark Templar. So he's going to be able to send those up pretty quick. And how this lines up for him is really nice because the Oracle will be moving across the map aggressively to attack. And it's not going to be at home for detection right when the DTs hit. So if Trent has those sentries on the ramp, which he should have his units ready to force the DTs out. I think this is his best chance of defending, and then he can send his Oracle home. And let's see how much damage the Oracle gets done as well, because Parting is all the way on the map. He might be able to break up the ramp, in fact, with these against the Sentry. If he goes up, there's a second Sentry being warped, and he's a little bit nervous here. Kills a few probes, and he baits the Sentries down. Dark Shrine's almost done. Very scary place to be right now.
Oh, this is so on the tip of this knife right now for Trend. If he loses any more units, he doesn't want to lose anything right now. He needs to keep everything that he has. He needs to be ready to force field that ramp.
And he's even making a Voyeur at home. He's like not sure at all what he's up against. Here comes that Oracle though, and Parting has no answer for this. Mothership Core is his only answer. Force field just in time there for True. Excellently done, but he doesn't have any detection at home, and he loses his Oracle. He loses his Oracle. He's going to need a lot more. I don't like his position. He's going to have to force field out until the Oracle is done.
Yeah, he's going to wait a little bit here, but he is right on the ball. He's got those two Stalkers right over there at that pylon. He knows that DT had to have warped in somewhere over there. This DT is chasing away those two very sad little probes. And for now, he's going to be able to hold out for that DT. He's going to get this Oracle out here.
Yep. Goodbye forward warping point. Parting not going to be able to harass him more. Starts his own blink. And his own base is mining at the natural. And since he killed that Oracle, he knows there's no more harassment coming his way, and that the next Oracle will have to be used in defense for DTs until his opponent's robotics is up and ready. Something that Parting also has out, and he can use at his leisure. And worker count dead even. And we'll see how Parting wants to transition here with his Stalkers, if he wants to use them more defensively, or if he's really planning on actually doing a timing. He's starting +1, so it doesn't look like he wants to do a timing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. He has this hallucinated Phoenix over here. He's going to get a good look at exactly what Trend is doing if he goes over there and see that robotics. Definitely wants to make sure he sees what tech Trend is going to be putting down right now.
There's that Forge spinning, and he's getting a very fast upgrade for this. Something that may come into play later. If he just attacks with +1 and Blink, it's going to be really strong because Blink Stalkers do so much damage so quickly, especially the +1, before there's really any Immortals out. But knowing that his opponent will have Immortals out by the time he gets there, I don't think he's really going to commit to this. But he's adding a few gateways, and he's not adding any additional tech. He's not adding his Templar Archive. He's not adding Robotic Support Bay. And only time will tell what he wants to do. This Blink is going to be so useful against this Oracle if it finishes. And doesn't look like it's quite done yet.
Yep, can't really get a good look. The production tab is not up at this very moment, but he was able to put off that Oracle from doing much damage. I don't think it even got one kill. That Blink is about to finish now, and Parting having his own little observer there, getting a good look at exactly what Trend is doing. This Oracle wants to do a bit more damage, has no kills, wants to be more like his brother at 6. Here we go. Oh, Blink Stalkers come in. They get a nice Blink. Are they going to pick it off, though?
Not quite. He doesn't have any in the main base. I don't think he's going to try to use the overcharge for this. Not the good choice that he would want to make. The Oracle will get away. No, not quite, maybe. Oh, it's so close.
One more Blink. Oh.
Can't blink down there. Blinking into OB over there if he goes. +2 attack now on the way with charge for Parting, so he does add that tech. And he got the Templar Archive up as well, so he's going to be able to go into Archons. He's just skipping the Immortals. He's cutting them totally out of the equation right now. And this means that the Immortals of the opponent can't really be used aggressively against him because Immortals against Charge Zealots and Archons not very useful. And what he can maybe try to do with this is take a faster third base. This would be a little bit surprising for a player like Parting to play this kind of style, and just play defensively and sit back. With the 4 gateways he's adding, though, it looks more likely he wants to be aggressive himself, make sure that Trend cannot take a third base.
Yeah, he probably got into the base of Trend and he saw exactly where that forge timing was, where that that +1, that +2 timing is, and so he probably has a good idea of what's going on with the upgrades right now, especially as he sees +1 coming down here. Maybe he would like to go for an attack with +2 and charge, and maybe a couple of immortals that he is adding now. Maybe go with a bunch of those chargeless. It could really do a bunch of damage.
Oh, reveal on those stalkers, but he's not going to get the Oracle. Very annoying there is that he has to make any additional structures he wants without making them with those probes, and his stalkers are spotted. So if he decides to move out to be aggressive, then Trent will know about it. He's also holding one of the watchtowers right now. Yes, he takes his third base. And Parting takes his stalkers over the left side, looking like he wants to maybe clear out any warp-in pylons that are around the map. If he decides to go for that push, then, you know, a run by of Zealots could be a nightmare for him to deal with. He's even adding a cannon right now. More and more units, no more probes. I think Parting's really going to try to hit with his timing. We'll see how well he can work for him. He hides the stalkers away from his army so that Trend doesn't know that he's actually going to go for an attack. Warp Prism being made right now. Nice revelation here. That's going to give him the idea. Oh, doesn't hit the, actually doesn't get the robotics, so doesn't know Warp Prism's on the way, but he'll probably see it if he looks.
Maybe in the corner of the map there, but here comes that push you were talking about. A ton of these immortals actually that he added into his army, as well as these 3 Archons and a bunch of these chargelets. It's going to be a really hard push to hold off, actually.
Yep.
The +2 is up right now. I don't know if that +2 is going to finish for Trend if Parting hits right now.
I think it will finish. The question is, does Parting go for the third base, or does he go for the kill? Going for the kill seems to be, you know, in this matchup, pretty tough to make work most of the time. There's no gateway wall made here for Trend. That's something that could have maybe helped him. And here we go. The third Nexus is attacked, and +2 is not quite done, just barely not ready. And the Immortals are going to do so much here. You can just walk away and die. I don't think he's going to commit to the engagement. Yeah, not up at the top of the ramp.
Time Warp going down there just to ward him off. And now he's just going to back off here. Like you said, he's going to throw down his own third as well. But look at this. He was trying to clear for those pylons before, but he didn't quite get that one that was all the way on the left. And these 4 Zealots could possibly cancel that Nexus.
Yeah.
And want to warp in over here.
They have +2, so he might be able to make that work. And Parting a little bit hesitant to engage there in the middle of the map. And he's going to force 4 more Zealots to warp, and even a DT. Looks like he will save the space. Nice defense there by Parting. And +3 is actually starting faster for Trent. So he's rushing that one out a little bit faster. And still no robotic support bay for Parting as far as I can tell, so no Colossus production possible. Something that really might come into play a little bit later. And Warp Prism here. Gonna go in and try to get some damage done. He hasn't started +3 just yet.
Yep, no +3 here. And the drop comes in, and a bunch of Zealots are warped in, but he's going to warp in more of his own.
He can kill the cannons, he can warp in DTs and get some damage done with those with no detection. Kills the cannon. But with the robotics nearby, and it's also making an observer, I could guess. It's gonna, wow. He's gonna, oh, you know what?
Zealot gave up on life.
He actually decides to go for the 2 DTs, but there's the so that cost him a lot of gas to do that.
Yeah, a bit of harass. He wanted to get down, but not quite working out as well as he thought it would. He does have the third base up, though. Third base, though, completing for Trend as well. He keeps on warping in here. He's warping in a bunch of Zealots, and now there's a couple more DTs, but this observer is still here. Putting down a bunch of gas to do this, and he's not getting much done.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that he keeps warping in the DTs like that. I think he might have thought he killed the observer, or maybe they thought that he lost the DTs to the cannon and he was looking at something else. This is a scary push coming out here for Parting. 6 more Zealots being warped in for him. Trend wants to hold on for +3 because he's going to have that huge upgrade lead over his opponent. I don't think he's added any Colossi into his mix either. No, neither player has any Colossi. And this Parting attacks first. This group of Zealots is going to have to turn around.
Yeah, and you guys, if you look at the probe count right now, Trend is up by 11, and Parting definitely has the bigger army if you look at the supplies right now. He is going to pick off these Zealots as well, and he could possibly go for an attack here. It could go in Trend's way if he gets that +3 done, but he doesn't want to lose a Void Ray for no reason.
Well, a lot of Parting Zealots actually getting ahead of themselves here. Here comes a feedback potential on the Mothership core. He wants to be able to get that down. +3 is going to finish, it looks like. This is razor thin what Parting is playing with here. He loses the Warp Prism. Is not going to get the feedback off, and I think he might actually have to abort the attack for that reason alone. And +3 is about to finish. If he sees that, if he sees +3 is finished for his opponent, he's probably not going to commit. He's already starting probes again back at home. He knows this is a really, really shady way for him to try to advance here. A huge Zealot. Run by is going to come and do some damage to him. I can't believe he's going to commit to this. There's no way he can.
We even have this High Templar here, or if it gets the feedback, it doesn't get the feedback, but a bunch of these Time Warps going down onto a big part of Parting's army, but 2 more onto Trends.
2 more onto Trends, and Parting's throwing that better army, and it's all together. The counterattack doing a little bit of damage. We'll see if Trent can hang on here. The attack upgrades making a big difference, especially in the Archon versus Archon fight, and it looks like he's going to hold. Meanwhile, the third base is not mining for Parting. Few more Mortals rallying in here, but there's just so many Warpins and Zealots right now for Trend.
Oh my god, a bunch more of these Warpins, but more for Parting as well. He's got to get some of his units back here to ward off Parting's army right now.
Well, Parting, yeah, he's got all these Zealots charging his way through here, forcing some kiting there on the Immortals. If Immortals are out of shields, they will die so fast to an opposing Immortal. And we're seeing this micro happen back and forth. I wish we could see both Immortals' hit points. I think Parting must have more shields on his. That's why he's able to dominate this fight. If he were down low on shields, they wouldn't actually be able to get anything done here. 1 DT being warped in to defend, but the natural is not mining. The main base is not mining. Parting wants to get this Nexus, though. And it looks like Trent just may very well let him.
Parting's going to get this Nexus, but look at that probe count right now, 13. He is not mining right now. He cannot make any units right now, and that's going to be the big game changer here. Trent can continue warping in units. He's going to get his army a lot bigger. He has the DTs and the Observers right now.
Yeah, this is the end. He's losing way too much, and I mean, there's no mining for him whatsoever. Like you said, the Nexus is remade. This is going to be the end of that DT, it looks like. The Observer is way out of position, and that's the only Observer Parting's got. And that means DTs are going to beat everything he has. And wow, Trend to take a huge upset here, it looks like. And Samsung, they're going to take what it looks like to be a 2-0. The army size is the same for both players, but it's a 3-base economy against what looks like a half-base economy for Parting. He barely has anything. He has 16 probes. That's enough to saturate 1 base. He's got 2 bases, so that's a half base, 2 half bases, basically.
Yeah, like you said, basically a half base. He does get one of those Observers, but like we said before, Trend's economy right now is so much better. He's going to have these 2 bases mining pretty nicely over here with 65 probes. He's going to be able to remake an Observer whenever he wants, whereas Parting needs to really think about what he makes right now. He decides on these 2 Archons.
DT will be spotted and killed. But that's something that Trend can afford to do because he's about to be back on 3-base economy. Already has his simulators queued up. So as soon as his Nexus finishes, he's going to have so much income boost over Parting. Parting is in this game for one reason alone, and that's pride. And maybe reason number 2, which is that it's Pro versus Pro. So maybe if he gets lucky and snipes all his opponent's Observers, he can just win with DTs. But I don't think that's going to happen. His army size, like I said before, is still relatively competitive with Trends, but it's just going to be the next round of Warpins, the defensive Warpins. I think Trend's already massively passing in army play, even as it is now.
Yeah. I mean, they were even for a moment there where Parting basically lost all his probes and Trend had a big supply lead based on the amount of probes. But look at this, continuing to stop mining with just 1 DT right now. It's DT against DT chasing after. He does get this around, but just delaying this mining time for as much as he can is going to be so important right now. He continues to warp in a bunch more units. You can just see in the army right now that it is so much bigger than Parting's.
Yeah, he looks so frustrated, Parting that is right now, and he looks like he might be typing. No, it does not. Just gonna wait for his death. He's gonna make one last stand, it looks like, because now at this point, Trend's no longer saying, I need 1 more round of Warpins, I need 1 more round of Warpins to defend. Parting's got his army, I've got to defend. He's now saying, Parting, you have nothing. I will kill you and take a 4th base and a Protoss versus Protoss. Good luck.
He's going for it, man, and he's got to know as well. You could just look at the supplies right now, 150 to 69. We're just basically waiting for Trent to attack here. If he goes for an attack, he's being very, very safe right now because I guess he's not 100% sure. He wants to be 100% sure that he can take this map. But from our position here where we can see everything, we know that he's going to take this.
Yep, absolutely. Here we go. Sits very carefully over here on the left side of the base. Does not want to force a poor engagement. I guess doesn't want his charged Zealots to stack up. Against his Archon's feedback goes down, actually on the Mothership Core. He's going to lose his Nexus, and at this point, Trend that is just going to engage into this. That's going to be game. Parting not even halfway enough of what he needs here. And GG.
Parting looking terribly pissed. GG goes down. Trend taking a game right now. He's 0-1, now 1-1 in 2014. He takes a game off of Parting, a legend, and this brings Samsung to 2-0 against SK Telecom T1, a team who has only lost to KT.
Yeah. And if they take that 3-0, man, oh man, would that be an upset for SK Telecom T1 to fall, to get clean sweeped, and to lose 0-3. That would be